Shanti, good evening. The Brahma Kumaris, Sri Lanka is pleased to welcome you all to this online event organized to mark the International Women's Day 2021. This day on March 8th is celebrated globally to recognize and appreciate women's remarkable contribution to our society and also makes a call for action to women's equality. Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, institutionalized in more than 140 countries, serves the people to uplift their spirituality. This women-led spiritual institution educates the people to use their intellectual, spiritual, creative skills to move the world towards intellectual, spiritual, creative skills to move the world towards a peaceful and prosperous golden age. The Brahma Kumaris Sri Lanka is pleased to have you all join with us today to celebrate the day in appreciating the women's achievements and exploring the ways to serve them more in the challenges what they face in their life. This COVID-19 pandemic has brought an equivalence among human beings to realize that we all have the same threat and we all have the same opportunities. This pandemic is not only a challenge to the health systems and economies of countries, but also a threat to our own spirit. Therefore, we made Spread Positivity our theme this year. Today, we have with us resource persons from different fields to share their views and experience on Women's Day. First, let's have a spiritual fragrance from Manju Ben, who is a lecturer and a counselor of Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, Mount Abu, Rajasthan, is now with us to give her greetings and blessings to this event.
Om Shanti. There are many places in the world where people train women to empower themselves. I feel woman means an empowered individual, a personality that's empowered. And I was asked to share a few thoughts on spreading the positivity. Who else other than women who can be responsible or who can be made responsible to bring in that positive world, a better place to live in, by spreading the beautiful vibrations, the beautiful fragrance of positivity. Like when we think of spreading, like when we are in a place where it's not so good in terms of smell, so they use incense sticks or they spray the home spray, so that home spray or the room spray will spread the fragrance. It means all that bad odor in the atmosphere is totally eliminated and people can feel good. And when we travel or when we get ready also, many people have habit of spraying. They spray body spray, or they spray on their clothes. Actually, this good fragrance, a very nice fragrance, pleasant fragrance, makes an individual feel good. Now, spreading the fragrance of positivity is only possible when I fill my bottle, my mind, with that fragrance of positivity. When I feel good, I spread the vibrations of goodness, wellness. And it's so very important. Now, positive, actually, like for the past few months, the positive is really scaring people. But here, rather than using the word positive, let us use the word feeling good. It is so very important at all times, no matter what the circumstance is, no matter what the situation is, no matter who the people I am around, but to create that feeling of goodness within self, or to always feel good within my own being, is the most important thing. How much I spread is the second part, but the first thing, throughout the whole day, how long do I feel good? Do I feel positive? Do I feel more? Actually, in spirituality, it's higher than positivity. Positive has become a very common word nowadays in the world, but in spirituality, it's beyond positive. Beyond positive is so pure, so elevated, and so nice, and so, that is the state of every human being. That is the real state of every individual being within. And especially in the case of women, this being of pure, being of so gentle, being of so elevated and pure is so natural. But only thing, we have to maintain, sustain that goodness, sustain that elevated feeling all the time. Many a times, what we do is, we don't pay attention to our own feelings. What you feel, so you are. And what you think, so you feel. And whatever you are, that's what you're going to spread. And so it's so very important for me to have that good feeling all the time. And this is what is called as meditation. Wherever I am, automatically that goodness is spread around me. A very small example, like when a little stone, a pebble, touches the water, which is so peaceful, clean. As soon as the pebble touches the water, the peaceful water, still water, ripples are created. And the ripples goes in further to the outer circle. The intensity with which the pebble touches the water, the ripples created are larger and bigger, and it reaches to the most, the outer ring of this. Maybe it's a pot, maybe it's whatever it is, the outermost circle. The thought I think, the feeling I generate when I continuously think the same thing, a same thought again and again, over and over again, the intensity, the feeling that I create, it spreads so, to the outer world, to my family. Others can feel in my own family what I'm going through. And maybe people around me, wherever I go, and gradually it spreads to the society and to the world at large. So each one of us are responsible to create goodness in the world. This is actually the fact, the reality. How I can make a difference in the world. Yes, each one of us are responsible to make a difference by creating that pure, clean, positive, elevated feelings within ourselves. Many a times what we do is we respond, react, or behave based on what others do, how others behave, what others say, their words, what others give us. We don't have our own original, things to give all the time. Say, for example, if I have a bag full of chocolates, say, for example, I keep giving chocolates. If I have my bag full is, I have pebbles, I keep giving people pebbles. If my bag is full of stones, maybe thorns, I give thorns to people. So whatever I have in my bag. Now, if I have chocolate in my bag, different varieties of chocolates, very delicious chocolates. All the time, always I had the chocolates in my bag. But the other person is giving me, throwing at me the stone, giving me pebbles. Now, many times what I do is I forget what I have in my bag. Instead of giving what I have in my bag, I try to compare myself with the others. And I think, oh, the person is giving me stone or throwing pebble at me or giving me a thorn. Now, although I don't have a thorn, I don't have a pebble, I don't have a stone in my bag, I look outside and I look for a pebble, I search, and I pick up a stone bigger than the stone the other person threw at me, and I think this is the way I should be doing. This is the world. This is how I can survive, or this is how I can prove myself more stronger, and so on and so forth. But that's not so very true, because at this point I forget what I have, what's my real sweetness. I forget my fragrance. I forget the potentials with which I came to this world. I forget my very purpose of my life. I'm here to share, I'm here to spread what is in my pocket, what is in my bag. Not to look what others have in their pocket, in their bag. What they are giving or what they are throwing, what they are spreading, that's not my issue, that's not my business at all. So the best way to spread the fragrance of positivity is to always have good wishes. Good wishes for my own self, good wishes for others. It's so very important. The spirituality teaches us a very empowerment means to keep your feelings so pure, clean, and balanced, strong. Always feel that the goodness within your own being, and that's a very, very beautiful person, beautiful personality. And that automatically spreads that goodness all over. Wherever I go, I carry that. Like if you turn on the torch, if you turn on the light, it just spreads that brightness, the brilliance is spread. If the flower blooms, the fragrance is spread around, and it just attracts people, passerby. No matter who the passerby is sinner, if the passerby is a charitable soul, if a person is so very worst, bad, good, whoever passes by, it attracts and it spreads that, the beautiful, the fragrance that the flower has. The flower doesn't discriminate, who should I give? Should I give this person? I don't give this person. It just spreads, whoever takes it. So this is what I need to be, because this is in the nature, and soul is supposed to be the master of the nature. We're all God's children, God's creation, and God is such a beautiful soul, who's called a supreme soul, full of all beautiful fragrances, of powers, of virtues, of knowledge, of love, of forgiveness. So if I carry in my being the bitter feeling, if I carry in my feeling hurt, pain, maybe of the past, maybe what people did for me, what people, the way they behaved, they made me cry, they made me, whatever has happened in my life, however people behaved with me, if I store those feelings in my heart, in my being, that's the vibrations I spread. A sorrowful vibrations, sad vibrations, depressed vibrations. Although superficially we smile, we greet each other, we dress ourselves very well, we try to walk as if we are the, but the feeling that, we carry is really not so positive, is really not so very good, is really not so very happy. And so let us let go all that bitterness that I have been holding in my feelings. Let go all the sorrow feelings. Let go all that sadness that I have. And in order to let go that sad feelings, the bitter feelings I have, it is so very important to forgive whoever has caused this bitterness. And it is very, very important, if I really want to spread that fragrance of positivity, the good fragrance around wherever I go, wherever I am, it's so very important that I let go all that I'm holding in my heart, all that negative feelings, because it is the feelings that creates vibrations, and the vibrations spread. Human vibrations, it creates an aura, it spreads, and people can catch, people can feel what I spread. It can be seen on the face, it's visible so very clearly in my eyes, gesture, in activities many a times, the way we speak, in the voice modulation. So in different ways people can catch what I'm carrying. And even if I'm not doing any of these things, the thought, the vibrations, it just spreads automatically. It's not seen. Like when you spray scent, you spray, perfume. Perfume is not visible, but the smell can be felt because it's subtle. And in the same way, the vibrations, the feeling cannot be seen, but can be felt. It spreads because it's so subtle. And women is such a beautiful creation of God who has this a beautiful nature of forgiving. And one of the God's biggest virtues is to forgive. God gives and forgives. And this very virtue is very much in women. So just forgive, because we being the children of God, we being the creation, the best creation of God, let us adopt this quality of forgiving. Let go all that bitterness. Let go all the people who are sitting in my heart, in my feelings, who cause that, the sorrow, the bitterness. And then by forgiving, by letting go all that bitter feelings, by letting go all that sadness, all that, sorrow in the heart, we can spread the beautiful vibrations of happiness, of peace, of love, of belonging. No matter what the other person does, we don't have to react. We don't have to do what the other person does. We don't have to imitate others. I need to be in my own self-respect, and I need to be aware what I have in my bag. Constantly have this awareness what potentials God has given me in my bag. They are so sweet, they're all chocolates. And they're delicious chocolates I have. So let me taste those chocolates and give others the same. I don't have to give what others give me. And it's so very important. I remember one thing. When a big war in Germany took place, the East and West got separated, and the wall was, they built a wall because they were enemies. They don't wanted to even see each other, look at each other. And then from the West, they were so very angry with the other people from the East. So they threw all the dirt, garbage, other side of the wall. And then they were waiting to see what their reaction will be. And the next day, it surprised them, because on the wall, there were chocolates, there were little gifts, there were so many nice things, kept on the wall. And there was a little note written, and it said, whatever you had, you gave us. Whatever we have, we give you. So please, let us spread what we have. And what we have, we all have come. We have been kept beautiful fragrances in us. And that's what we are supposed to be spreading. When each of us determined, have this firm thought that I am going to be the way God does. I'm going to have that pure, elevated and positive feelings all the time within my being, and that automatically spreads to the outer world. And if I have this firm thought in my mind, I'll be the pioneer to spread the fragrance of positivity. And I wish you all your deliberations the success. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Wonderful, sister. It was really nice to hear from you that we have to give others the good wishes without minding what others give us. Yes, sister, this day is the day to look back the change that has been made over the past. Time to celebrate the power of women, and a moment to reflect on the progress that has to be made in the future. Thank you, sister. Yes, if we say the progress in the world, Gender equality is one of the 17 goals of the Sustainable Development agreed by the world leaders, leaving no one behind. So the governments of countries are hardly working to reach the goals set by the United Nations in 2015. Now we have the State Secretary of Women Affairs and Child Development, Ms. Kumari Jayasundara. Despite her tight schedule of running programs for International Women's Day, she is with us today. Let's hear from her how the Ministry of Women Affairs working to meet the targets under the Sustainable Development Goals.
Ayubowan. I'm Kumaris Jayasundara, Secretary to State Ministry of Women and Child Development, Preschool and Primary Education, School Infrastructure and Education Service. Especially in Sri Lanka nowadays, the ministry focusing a big holistic picture in women's world. So this time, we are not limiting for just one particular day to celebrate it. We are organizing one whole week to make it as more colorful, more diverse. So many events are there. So I would rather like to share with you this experience from our ministry. We are having a wonderful team here with our minister's guidance. And according to our development agenda, it says that we have to develop a sophisticated, prosperous human resource in this country. According to that particular theme, we organize all our activities into one basket and organize Women Week for this year. So the very first day, you can see here, very first day, we are going to start the home shop program. It's supporting almost 200 rural women to develop a boutique in-house, their livelihood, their own home. That makes home shop. Evening, we are organizing wonderful musical function. We used to say it's Amma Varune, the whole good songs related in how we think, how we worship, that wonderful values of motherhood. It says Amma Varune. That program, with the participation of our Honorable Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and the Minister of Education and our Minister, Honorable P.L. Nishanta de Silva, and all the women leadership in this country, the political leaders, the government officials, they all gather. And the second day, 9th of March, we called it DNA, that particular program, because we are concerning the young generation and their hygienic practices, providing sanitary equipment for 250 schools. We have to facilitate to improve good hygienic values. It's completely different focus coming on second day. And the same day evening, there's another ceremonial occasion. We are providing skill room and there are horizontal coordinational activities among couple of ministries together, youth and the skill development also. So we are trying to provide good platform for this vocational education for the ladies in this country. And the third day, we named it as Diriya Janani. So we are trying to motivate the entrepreneurial skills among ladies. So that's how we celebrate the 10th. We used to name that particular program as Diriya Janani. So all these different programs, they are coming under one basket, and we're trying to empower the country with the diverse package. So this Diriya Janani, it's in Battaramulla Suhurupaya, 19th by 10. So we are trying to empower and evaluate the ladies' entrepreneurial skills. And 12th March, again we are celebrating a different program here in this ministry, Setsiripaya. We name is as Nana Pradeepa. So we just invite the society to donate good books. Then we are all those books and uh, donate those books to the orphanage, special need kids. They all gathering in different under different shelter. They are having so many donations but not books. And that particular evening, 20th 12th of March, there's a special program especially for men. Now the International Women's Day, it's only for men for this particular evening, celebrating Akuregoda, the center of forces. And this particular event specially designed to do a brainstorming session for gents, how they share, how they care for ladies on their working platform. And then the 13th, it says the first school is warm. That's how we name it, Palamu Pasala Maukusai. So we appreciate the pregnant mothers there. We organize so many donations for them and how they improve their mental and physical the balance in the pregnant period. So that is specially focused for that particular area in that day. And the final day, soon after we finish 13th program that is organized in Kalutara, and then we have to travel to Ampara District Secretariat and program. There we have a special factory already. They are ready to provide their first stock to the market. That particular evening, we are having different programming District Secretariat Ampara. Wish you good luck and thank you so much for giving this opportunity to share our experience with you. And we wish good luck all the ladies and all the shareholders trying to achieve this different tasks successfully. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary. It's great to hear from you. Ministry has declared a week for women rather than a day. Thank you once again. Now, let's listen from Brother Ganesh, who is the national coordinator of Brahma Kumaris, Sri Lanka.
Greetings of peace and love to everyone. I'm very happy to be given this opportunity to give some views on this International Women's Day. As you know, women play a very important role in this world. So they have a lot of spirituality and they also have a lot of power. When we talk about women in this world, we always talk about this gender. We associate women as ladies, men, would like to see them to be very strong and powerful, and therefore they are given many opportunities. Now, current situation in worldwide, women play a very important role. As you know, personally, each of us have an experience of being sustained by women. For me personally, when I was very small, my mother played a very important role in helping me to develop my strength, my confidence. And I was just a very sick person in the young age. And my mother's love was the main thing. So as a woman, they play the role in the family. And mothers play a very important role in creating a very secure environment. And I would see that this is very, very important for everyone in this world, that women should be given a very important role and respect and regard for their tolerance, for their courage, for their cooperation to bring their children up in the family in a conducive environment, because that is the foundation. And they play the role from the beginning. And the next one I found a lot is the supporting with my school teachers. Many of my school teachers were women, and they gave me a lot of confidence to study hard and to also to perform well. And they've given a lot of courage to be disciplined in class, to be attentive in class. So all this is like a growing development. So they play a very important role in society, and also in the field of education. So education is not just we get this knowledge from the books. It's just not book of knowledge, but there's also behavior. And I've taken a lot of these good qualities from my teachers who are women and being mothers in their own family, and they cared for us very well. And there are times I was very careless, I was naughty, but then they took a lot of love. So their specialty was love. They gave a lot of love and make sure that I progress in my studies. At times I was not able to cope well in my studies, so they gave me encouragement and they gave me confidence. So this is how they play a role, for taking care in the family and taking care in the school environment. So that's how I grew up, and that is how physically I got a lot of benefit from women. And then when I go to the work environment, and I worked in the beginning, I worked in a lot of women, and it was in a big factory, and there was a majority of women, and I found that they also need a lot of help. So whatever I've taken sustenance from women, so I was also contributing in making and understanding them. Each of them have their own capabilities and weaknesses, and this is how we have to respect and give regard to women in wherever we are in connection with. And therefore, it was a big change for me in 1985 when I got a lot of benefit from the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, which was run mainly by women. And therefore, they played the role in my spiritual life of upliftment in society, how I should develop myself spiritually. So, spirituality comes, the topic of spirituality, and there's a lot of power. And women play a very important role in this spirituality. Now, as you can see, many people in this world, there's always the success is there. And there's always women behind the success. Many men who were successful, even many women who were successful. There's someone behind there who is always a mother. And these motherly qualities all mothers have. They played a very important role in bringing about the creativity in each individual. As you know, some scientists, as you know, like scientists also play a very important role. Their mothers played a very important role in their development. So, as I see, they are going to contribute a lot for world transformation. And this transformation is necessary because we are living in a world of challenge. We are in a world of a lot of difficulties and problems. And media has highlighted a lot of these situations in worldwide. So I feel, in this International Women Day, we have to give a lot of regard and respect for their development, and you can really do that in the power of the mind. So I would recommend that during this International Women's Day, that let us give these good wishes, pure feelings for the upliftment of women from the home, from the family, to the schools, to society, and the whole world in general. And you can see even nature, the animals, they respond to a lot of the love which the human being just convey to them. So they also need love. So what the world needs now is the love, which is this is spiritual love, the real love which comes from within. And this is the spirituality. And women played a very important role in all aspects in their lives to give love. And therefore, we need to understand them that we should give that cooperation of that love also. And this is how the international, in this particular year, 2021, and being that caring society, caring family, caring member of the family, we should give a lot of respect and regard for women, irrespective of whatever they are, because it is the motherly quality which sustains the human being to grow and develop and bring a lot of benefit to society. So that is how I see it. And main thing I notice in women is that they have that simplicity, they have that courage, and they just have that cleanliness. That everyone should be good, everyone should be sustained, everyone should be successful, and that is the good wish they have. And I find that women in this world will play a very important role, and they should not be worried about oppression from men. Uh, they will be giving cooperation from the back, and we will see that women will be given a leading role in front so that the men in the back give them the full support. So this becomes a cooperation. And gender, we always talk about gender, male, female, but everyone has the masculine and feminine quality. So mothers have a very special feminine quality which is required in this world now, because a lot of things has been going on with the masculine oppression and masculine situations in this world, which cause a lot of violence. So mother's love is required. So I would like to conclude to say that in this International Year of for Women, let us give these good wishes that we have this spiritual love for one another, the spiritual conducive environment, and therefore we can be united and bring about a better world in this current situation. Om Shanti and greetings of peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother, for your sharing on the values and qualities of women. It's really inspiring us. Thank you, brother. A recent study says that there are incidents of violence happening during the pandemic. It affects the women and girls more than men. It is feared that it might widen the gender gap, which was narrowed through our painstaking effort in the past. In this context, let's get the intervention of Shanti Vijay. Shanti is an associate of early childhood education and child psychology. She is currently a resource person for parents of seekers research. The floor is over to you, Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. My name is Shanti Vijay Singha. I would like to share some thoughts for the 2021 Women's Day International. Since we are given this life and since we are given the thoughts, we are working towards positivity every day. Now, when we are born, if we are going back to the time that we were born to this life, parents give us so much of pride. Parents tell us that you are descending from here, you're from this breed or the other, you have a good family name. And we are given this background of our culture, of our the need to be proud of ourselves. Now, sometimes that can put an edge as we grow to be adults. As children, it is somewhat important for us. And sometimes children don't necessarily take this information to heart. But as we grow, as we become teenagers and adults and young leaders and people who are part of society, I have noticed that some of us grow with the intention of forced pride. It can harm us long term because society is not what it is portrayed to be. Sometimes society can be cruel to us. Sometimes society can be kind to us. But most times I have found that women can be unkind to other women. This is a fact. This is not something that I picked up from somewhere. It is an experience. Women sometimes do not uphold other women. It is sad in a way because men sometimes they uphold other men. They have this brotherhood. We say we have a sisterhood, but do we? Do we stand up for each other when someone is wrong? Do we tell our sisters privately, I want to tell you something, please don't get offended, but I would like to say that this is something that I noticed about you. Some of us, we do say it. Some of us take it on the upward note. We take it positively. Most of us don't. Most of us are in a position to say, well, this is the way I am, so take me as I am, accept me as I am. So that pride, that inner pride, is very difficult to break down when it comes to having a positive image. So, to bring out the positive image in ourselves, first of all, this is something I have learned on the job of being from a child to a girl to a woman. You need to be kind to yourself because people are constantly pointing fingers at us, especially if we are in leadership roles. And most of us are in leadership roles, whether we are fronting our homes, we are in a leadership role. Sometimes the home does not function without the mother in the kitchen. Sometimes when a visitor comes, without the mother, a drink doesn't go out to the visitor. So that is leadership. I often ask parents whom I work with, what is your job? And sometimes the husbands say, oh, she's just at home. Nobody is just at home. Everyone has a task to do. We are all task-oriented. Unless you're the king and queen of some country or you have a princess life, that's different. But I am talking about regular people like you and me. So if we are not positive and if we are not kind to ourselves, what happens is we become very negative and introvert. And this is something that we have to learn for ourselves. No one is going to teach us this. No one is going to tell us that you need to do something about being negative. Because the world is watching. The family is watching. Your relatives are watching. Your friends and neighbors and society is watching. Nobody can say nobody's watching. Everyone is watching everyone. So when we are kind to ourselves, this is what I have noticed, we tend not to blame others. And as women, as mothers, as sisters, as friends to each other, we need to cut the negativity. We need to go beyond the negativity and look at ourselves in a positive light. Because if we don't do that, then comes the pain of rejection, the pain of misunderstanding, the pain of feeling unloved, the pain of not being accepted, even by your own family. So when we are told, especially when it's women, we can talk about women's empowerment, we can talk about women's liberation, we can talk about women being in lead roles, we can talk about women in corporates, we can talk about women who are out there in the services. Women are all over leading communities, countries. They are in leadership. But I'm talking about the common woman at home. Even a leader, even the prime minister of a country doesn't stay the prime minister of a country once she comes home. She is a mother, she's a daughter, she's a wife, she's a caregiver. This is the role. And the moment we stop accepting that, we become very negative, because we are on a plateau, or we are on a platform. We cannot live on a platform 24/7. It is not possible. We need to come down from that platform and put our feet firmly on the ground and say, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a partner, I'm a leader, I'm a leader in the country, but I'm a leader at home as well. And I'm a co-leader. This is something that we have to learn, a new word, the co-leader, because we need to lead together. So when we are told, and this is something that we are told from day one when we are born, we see our mothers, we see our grandmothers hustling and bustling about, doing stuff for the house and getting things ready for the house. And the house is running like clockwork. And when we grow up and we become mothers and we become grandmothers, we always think back and say, I can never be my mother. I can never be my grandmother. Why not? Why can't I? I can. Maybe not at the same pace, because that was a different time. So when we are told that a woman is the cornerstone of a family, we tend to believe it, but we don't work on it. We tend to believe that we are the cornerstone of the family, but we don't work on it. Why am I saying that it's not? Am I being probably? Is this true? Maybe. But how true is this? We need to find out for ourselves. Cornerstone of my family. We are constantly asked to look on the bright side. Hospital, if someone is sick in the family, if someone is dying, if someone else, and we are supposed to look bright. We are not supposed to look drab and sad and crying. And no, they say, look on the bright side, everything will be okay. Because they believe, society believes, we are strong. Not stronger than men, but we are strong. There's no comparison. So what is that guides us? Emotions guide us. Words guide us. Body language guides us. Disagreements. How are we disagreeing with other people? Do we have control over ourselves, or do we rattle off when we are angry? I work with a lot of young people and young women, young mothers, young families. And I have noticed that the anger levels of young women are escalating. There is no self-control. The mind is constantly on an override, because the word is I. The word has become I work, I give my family, I supply. Everything has become I. Very, very rarely do they want to accept that I can be changed to we. As they get older, they understand this, but I'm talking about young women. So, what is the control that we have on our emotions? What is the control we have on our words? What is the control we have on our body language? What is the control when there are disagreements? What is the control when we have encounters? And how do I control myself? Is it important to control myself? To me, I think I need to be in control of my emotions, because if I'm going to let out the dark side of, because we all have two sides or three sides, if we are going to show that our dark side constantly, it's going to damage us. It's going to damage the inner us. So on this Women's Day, to stay positive, it is important for us to maintain a healthy mind. A healthy body, we know how to maintain. Exercise, plenty of water, good food, not bad food, not weak food, but quality food, health food. We need to stay healthy in body. Everybody's talking about body health, but we don't talk about the health of the mind. Because if women are going to be weak in the mind, however much the body is fit, the mind becomes broken and the body becomes broken as well. Because when the cognitive or the cognition of the, when I say cognition, it's the brain, when the brain works, if it is stressed out, if it is constantly harassed, if it is constantly taking beatings, then our body will suffer. It will be seen. People will say constantly, oh, you look tired. What's happened to you? That will bring us further down, because nobody wants to be tired, especially when it's women. We always want to show that we look nice and bright and cheery and lively. That is the portrayal of women. If you open any magazine or newspaper, you'll see smiling women. Go to the TV, switch it on, all commercials are having smiling women. They are even washing pots and pans smiling. Do you wash your pots and pans smiling? To some, I usually put on some music if I have to do something in the kitchen, because I want to keep my mood going. Something that will make each individual thrive in the mind, be happy in the mind. Because if your mind is sick, if your mind is constantly getting beatings internally, if you are constantly saying, oh, I'm not happy, I want this, I want that, nothing is working out, this is not working out for me, I have lost this, I have lost that. Constantly we are on a downward spiral. And the downward spiral does not help the mind to stay positive. So from the time the alarm rings for you, if it is 4 o'clock, you do your meditation at 4 o'clock. From the time we wake up to the world, and from the time we go to sleep, we are constantly committed to other people. But we cannot be committed 100% to other people without the commitment to us. If we are committed to ourselves, then we get committed to other people as well. And to be positive, you need a commitment. To be positive, you need an input to yourself, good thoughts, a good feeling about you. That's why when we wake up in the morning, some of us drink coffee or tea or something to, they say, pick me up. Some people don't need any of that. Some people just thrive on water. That's fine. Something that makes you happy. Because happiness is the state. I learned long time ago that you can't bottle happiness. It is a fleeting moment that you need to catch and keep for that shortest time ever. That feeling of happiness should be with us right through the day. Because we all have 24 hours. Nobody has 25 hours. And out of the 24 hours, if we sleep 8 to 10 hours, we have the rest of the day. And if we are going to be negative about the rest of the day, how can we stay positive? So everybody looks to the woman. Everybody looks to the woman in the house, in society, in the community. They are all looking to see whether the mother is smiling, whether the sister is smiling, whether the daughter is smiling. The moment we don't give out that feeling, the moment our face changes, people in the home, they notice it. Maybe they won't tell you, but they will notice it. And they will ask each other, why is she feeling like this? Why is she having a bad face? Or why is she having a sad face? Children notice it. Young children, they notice it very fast. Older children, they have other things to do, so they might take a little while. But depending on how close you are to your family, they notice these things almost instantly. The voice. If your voice changes, if you're too quiet, if you are silent, if you are not answering certain questions, if you are in a situation where they want the answer immediately and the answers are not coming, alarm bells go off in their head. Oh, Amma is not happy. Amma has something else on her mind. What is happening with her? So constantly, although we think that there's no attention on us, there is attention 100%, 24/7 into 365. So therefore, we are on a pedestal. We are on a platform. We are seeing. We are being seen. Although we think, no, nobody notices me. Who am I? What am I? I'm only the kitchen maid, or I am just the chauffeur, I'm the driver, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not being appreciated. No. Every woman is appreciated. It takes a while for men to react. It takes a while for your family to react. But over the years, they do appreciate your input. So keep doing what you are doing. Smile. They say smile through your tears. It is possible. But the last one I want to tell you is that when we are feeling negative, we need to talk about it. When we are feeling stressed, we need to talk about it. And we don't go talking to each and every one. We first talk to our family. If that's not working out, you ask for help from the family. Take me to someone where I can talk to, whom I can talk to. Because something is troubling me. Most of the time in my field of counseling, the family says, sometimes she said, but we didn't take it seriously. This is because we are not saying it seriously enough. Because we are acting very strong. Some of us are very strong. We can take a lot of things. We can take a lot of abuse. We can take a lot of verbal abuse. We can take injury. We can take physical abuse. We can take sexual abuse. All that is part of our life. Sometimes we even accept it, but it is not at all acceptable to accept it. If we accept that we are there to be abused, if we accept that we are there to be neglected, if we accept that we are there to be unappreciated and used and abused by people in the house, by people in the family, by relatives, by neighbors, by society, we need to take a recorrection in that one. We need to correct ourselves. We need to correct our thinking. This is the negativity that is harming the women in our society. So sometimes when we go to villages, they say, oh, this is my fate. Really? Is this your fate? To be abused by someone? No. We need to help them to stand up. So my message for 2021 Women's International Day is to be the cornerstone of your family, and to help other women help themselves. You can't expect everyone to help themselves, but a woman can help another woman. And to do that, you need to be sensitive enough to another woman's needs and requirements, and a very good listening ear. We need to have a very good listening ear when women speak. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Shanti. This time, the team organized a competition of creative writers in the name of Thoughts in Words. We called for articles on women-related topics given. We received a number of articles from individuals who are interested in women's studies. Now, we are going to listen to Pradayini, who is a participant of this Thoughts in Words competition. She is a professional of information and communication while being a student of Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University.
Good evening, all of you. Today is a very special day for all the women of this world. The organizing committee of Brahma Kumaris have given few topics that we have to select to give a presentation, and the topic that I selected was women are the backbone to the world. In the journey of one's life, from birth to our demise, women play an important role. In the ancient time, women played a part that was confined to the household activities. However, in today's era, women have excelled in all spheres of life. They are the key to sustainable development and quality of life. Throughout history, women have ensured stability, leadership, and long-term development in society. We could proudly say there is no field which has remained untapped by women. As we all know, a life is brought to the world by women. It's a thing that we attend with great care and attention. The newly born infant receives food, protection, love from the mother. The guidance and support given by a mother throughout the childhood and the adolescent stage, and maybe even his entire life, determine his or her destiny. There is a saying, the mother is the light of the home. As the light of a home, she constantly guides the family, especially in the dark times. She offers the wisdom to help her children choose the right path in their lives. A mother's most essential role is to love her children with all her heart. It is also important to understand her children. Listening. The skill of listening is very crucial to understand the emotions and feelings of a child. A woman who turns into a mother has the innate quality of love, care, patience, etc. It is the mother's love and care that builds the character of a child. The responsibility of childbearing and the essential part of child rearing are both carried out by the mother in a family. A mother makes a home a place of comfort and love. Mother's love is a bond that which holds the family together. A good mother is responsible to take care of her family, give priority to her home front, and to provide an ideal living environment and a peaceful and happy home to her children. The mother is the most important role model for the child. In addition to it, it is up to the mother to teach a child through love so that they will grow up as a well-disciplined individual in a society. After a person reaches the age of 6 and begins to go to school, he is introduced to a teacher. Most of the teachers in today's society are women. However, the task of a woman as a teacher is quite delicate because a teacher has to handle many students with different talents, different caliber, different potential, and different talents. So that is the teacher's responsibility to impart the knowledge to the child based on his capacity, caliber. And in today's world, especially, not only the basic education, but also the value-based education has to be provided to the children. So in this case, as a teacher, a woman play an important role. And furthermore, when a man especially attains his adolescent stage of his life and he engages into a relationship with a woman who eventually becomes his life partner, his entire life is shared, enriched, and prospered by the immense contribution and sacrifice made by his wife. She relieves him from stress, strain, tension, and maintains peace and order in the household. Especially now we know in this volatile business environment, in this highly rapidly moving environment, after a man comes from a hard day's work, it is up to the woman to relieve him from all his stress, his pain, his labor. So therefore we could say that a woman is the source of inspiration to man for high endeavor and worth achievements in life. She is the symbol of faithfulness and devotion to her husband. As I have told you before, women have excelled in all walks of life, such as the corporate world, sports, media, politics, and even spirituality. These women not only lead a home and organization, but are also the leaders of the country. Women have taken leadership roles as chief executive officers, directors, chairmen, leading and organization. These women have clearly demonstrated that they not only handle and take up responsibility, but also they handle their staff with great care, attention, and pave a leadership role model to their colleagues, peers, and subordinates. Women who are playing the role in the medical profession, such as doctors and nurses, etc. As we know, women know the value of each and every life in this globe. They take care of the patients with much care, comfort, and assist them to overcome their ailments. Mother Teresa, all of us know Mother Teresa. She's considered to be the mother of the whole world. She has been an example to the entire world, revealing love, care that a woman possess. Her love, affection, and mercy is not confined to a group of people or is not based on ethnicity, caste, or creed. Mother Teresa was a very loving, caring person to all people of the world. She had shown her love, care, mercy, empathy, sympathy to all people of this world. She is named as the mother of the world, Mother Teresa. And she has also involved in helping those who is called as the poorest of the poor. This clearly implies that a woman need not physically be a mother to possess the innate qualities of love, mercy, empathy, etc. But these qualities are special values that she has in her by nature. As I have told you before, a woman's leadership is not restricted to a family or organization, but it's also expanded in leading a nation. The clear example is the former president, late Mrs. Teresa Bandanayake. She served as a prime minister party. She headed the party and finally won the election in July 1960. Not only that, her daughter, former president Mrs. Chandrika Bandanayake Kumaris, who has inherited the leadership qualities from her mother, was also the former president of Sri Lanka. It is rather pertinent to mention at this moment that the 49th President of the United States is Mrs. Kamala Harris, who is the first female president of America. She holds the highest ranking position in the US history, and she is a politician as well as an attorney at law. One could also remember the great Sri Lankan sportwoman, Mrs. Susansika Jayasinghe, an athlete who won the Olympic silver medal for the 200-meter event held at Sydney in the year 2000. Finally, I would like to say that even the leadership of Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization is led by women. The pioneers of Brahma Kumaris have been women. The Brahma Kumaris organization started in 1936 by Dada Lekraj, and before he left the body, he gave the entire responsibility to a lady with a charismatic personality called Dadi Prakashmani, who served the organization for many years. She was all-rounder. She used to give lectures, she used to conduct workshops, she used to cook for visitors, and she also helped all the brothers and sisters to progress in the spiritual path. And after her demise in the year 2007, the administrative head of Brahma Kumaris was Daddy Janki, and Daddy Janki had a stable mind and she was a very energetic woman. She lived up to the age of 104 and shared this godly knowledge to the entire world. She had traveled to many countries all around the world and helped people to achieve their aim and objective in their personal life, professional life, and also in their spiritual life. And after her demise in the year 2020, at present, the administrative head of Brahma Kumaris is Gadi Gulsar. And Gadi Gulsar has also traveled to various parts of the country and imparted this godly knowledge. She joined this Brahma Kumaris at a very tender age, at the age of 9, and problem solving, and she had also helped many to resolve their problems that they face day to day in their life. So finally, I would like to say that women are the embodiment of love, sacrifice, and courage. Women have created a positive impression in the society. Today's women are adorned with patience and taking up responsibility, that which have paved way to achieve their desired goal. Hence, dear listeners, I would finally like to conclude my speech saying that women have played a supportive role to the entire world at all times. Hence, they are indeed the role model and the backbone to the world. Thank you.
Now it's time to conclude the program. Thank you for all who joined with us, experienced the fragrance of spirituality, which keeps us constantly positive. Thank you. Now we have a small practice of meditation session. Just relax and sit. There will be a commentary and you can experience a blissful moment. For
Om Shanti. Greetings of peace. To do meditation, we will now create some positive thoughts. My thoughts are becoming calm and quiet. I feel the body relaxing and my breath becoming deeper. Both my body and mind agree to sit still. In this stillness, I start to experience my true self. I am a powerful, balanced being. I am loveful, caring, strong, and a courageous woman. While being responsible, I am light and easy. In a matter of choice, I am flexible. In the matter of principles, I am firm. I am physically and emotionally a strong woman. I now connect myself to the One above, the Divine, the Supreme Being. He is the ocean of all powers, all virtues. I absorb all his qualities. I am becoming full of peace, love, purity, and happiness. I am protected. With this fulfilling experience, I am radiating love, peace, and happiness all around me. These rays are charging the atmosphere with positive energy. Om